to Ahmedabad for the opening of Vandalizing the Indian Atelier, a search for stories of women practitioners. Arthashila is an immersive platform for creating and sharing ideas centered around the arts. An initiative of Takshila Educational Society, Arthashila focuses on architecture, cinema, design, literature, performing arts, and visual arts across 4 locations: Ahmedabad, Shantiniketan, Patna, and New Delhi. And Ahmedabad Center's focus lies in the fields of architecture, design, and visual culture. And today we have with us Ishita and the team of Curating for Culture for the inauguration of the exhibition. Curating for Culture work on variety of projects across geographical boundaries and diverse community groups, constantly striving to create a transdisciplinary practice. Under the aegis of this collective, they have been engaged in research initiatives, facilitating learning experiences, and curating dissemination projects with a wide variety of collaborators. I would now like to invite Ishita for further proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mansi. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I think it's just a very warm feeling to always have everyone join in an initiative that you try and you experiment with. I don't have anything profound to say. I'm just very grateful at this moment that I wanted to work on this project ever since 2013 or 14 when I first saw Hima Sankara's collection when we were setting up Cell Campus. And since then, I wanted to work with this subject, and I'm just glad that the universe has conspired. What an amazing team at the fact who have been supporting all the different aspects of this project over the last 3 years. Graham Foundation, who gave us the boosting grant, and then Sheila, who invited us to launch the digital archive through an exhibition. Having said this, I'm also aware of the fact that we have not even scratched the surface. So what you will see upstairs, not revealing much, it's really for more to explore and immerse yourselves, is this incompleteness which I feel. Because we just started collecting these stories. There's so much to do with it. How would you approach them? How would you study them? How would you curate or even produce any form of new knowledge using these stories? Is something I still have to discover myself. And that's what the exhibition sort of portrays. If we say portrays the mind of the curator, then that's what it is. It's a space for all of us to explore together. And that's why this exhibition is an invitation for all of you to come and join us in this exploration. More I will tell you as we take a walk through. Coming back to the thank yous, even if you don't tell me more, when you meet Fiona, Maheen, or if you meet Shrishti, Ullas, Vedika, or Anshula, who have really been the vibe of all the work that has happened, kudos to them, because I don't think these kind of projects with very small grants can happen if you don't have that energy and support. So thank you so much, guys. And bigger thanks to the women practitioners who have been so generous to speak with us, to share their archives, and make this project possible. On that note, I think the real talking should happen by 3 of the senior women practitioners who are here. Parul Zaveri of Vikram Architects, architect Madhavi Desai, and architect Punita Mehta. Whoever wants to go first. They all pointed towards you.
He's the spokesperson for Women So, Ishita just rang on me yesterday evening that I'm supposed to share my thoughts. And I'm not prepared. I have 3 growing grandchildren in my house. And I have not seen the exhibition. But first of all, I worked in the area of gender and architecture for more than 30 years. And I want to congratulate Ishita for taking this initiative. And I really hope it's as she says, it's a beginning and it is going to go places. I myself did not realize that I've reached the stage of being archived. so it is difficult, it is difficult for me to say much. But almost all over the world, in almost all fields, but particularly in fields connected with the built environment, women have been invisible, marginalized, And the general attitude is that, in India, the constitution gives equal right to women. So what is wrong, if the women are not coming forward, it is their fault. But that is not true. There are so many professional and social barriers that we have to cross to even get somewhere. And especially what happens in our profession is that the 10 or 12 very successful women are invited everywhere and they are portrayed as, there is nothing wrong with her. So that is one point. So I think that this initiative is extremely important. And the other thing is that we have our own very important stories. For me, the personal and the professional, you cannot separate. And that is why when you look at stories, it is very interesting and it should be inspiring for the younger generation. Though the younger generation believes there is nothing wrong when you are young, you are in school, you are in a liberal place, you believe that you are going to achieve success and greatness. But when you really come out and start working in the field, you see, you experience this. So I think sharing these stories will definitely help other people, inspire other people. And I don't know what is the final product that is going to be. I am a person of the word. I write books. So I am not, I am a little discomfortable in just oral history. So I'm hoping that somewhere we will have something. And thank you very much for including me and for inviting me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ishita, for taking up this initiative, and I'm sure it has a long way to go and it will happen since there has been a beginning. The beginning for me was when Madhavi one day came to interview.
What, how many years ago? 90s, early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah. Early 90s, almost 35 years ago or something like that. And I think all of us were going through the same thing and did not realize that she's also feeling the same. And whatever one went through, whether the client would come, even if it is my project, they will only look at Nimish and discuss. Even till today, projects where Nimish has not even stepped into that site or attended a single meeting, people still say, "Ekko Nimish mein project." So that is something that one has started ignoring since many years. And like she brought out, and that was a great release actually, when one felt, and so many of us felt that, oh, we are all feeling the same, we are all sailing in the same boat. So, okay, we are not wrong. At that point in time, I also felt that maybe we are demanding too much, maybe we are thinking that we should be recognized that way. There were, of course, some clients who would recognize whatever you are doing and just be with you. I'm only quoting some which this has been an experience with many. And many a times you had to go to the site and break things. And then they would say, "Nahi, contractor kar dega," and then you have to do that with your own bare hands and take a hammer and break it. That's when they realize, and then the whole tide changes. They realize what you said was, you mean what you said, and they want it to be that way. So all these, I'm sure people have so many such experiences and they keep coming up. Thank you, and we have a lot of many stories to share, and I'm sure you have recordings and we'd like to hear that also. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ishita, for having me here. The first time that she contacted me and told me that she wants to interview me, I was wondering, why does she want to interview me? I mean, why does she want to know what I have to say? I don't think anybody really cares. Because you're just busy in your own life, your day-to-day life, managing the home and the office and academics, because I was a full-time faculty for 27 years at MSU. So that was a big part of my life. And I said, "Really? You want to interview me?" She said, "Yes." So I said, "Okay." And then when she asked me that, what do you have, for the archives? I looked back and I said, actually, I don't have, anything, because I don't know where that effacing personality comes from. Although I've come from a privileged background, I have not been discriminated against in the way I was brought up. I was allowed to do what I wanted, and that was not the case in SEPT either. But I think something is it there in our DNA or the society, or when you come as a practitioner, you face gender discrimination. And so every time I used to practice, I used to throw away all my sketches and everything. I would just junk it. Just junk it. And not like my husband Gemini, who even a little teeny sketch is going to preserve it. But I just threw it all away. And so once Gemini, my husband, asked me, why are you doing that? I said, who cares? I mean, my building is there in the public domain. People can go and have a look at it. I'm never going to write a book on my work. So who wants all these sketches? It's done, it's done. It's in the waste paper basket. So when she asked me, I said, oh God, I don't think I have anything to share, in physical form. Then she said, do you have any diaries? So I said, wait, I'll have to look if I have any diaries. So I found one. And what this has done, what Ishita has started, but what it has done to me is that suddenly I was looking at myself very critically. Looking at myself, oh, what kind of a person am I? What am I as a professional, as an academician, as a woman, as a mother? How did these roles interact with each other? How did that make me who I am? Till then I had never bothered. And actually when I looked at my diary, I was thoroughly amused. And I said, oh my goodness, this is what I am. So in my diary on one page, there is a recipe of cookies. And on one page, there is a quick sketch. I'm trying to resolve some detail. And on another page, there are grades that I'm giving students, because I'm all of these things all at once. And so, Ishita, I have to thank you. I don't know where this project will really go, but it has made me look at myself in a completely different light. I don't think I ever stepped back and looked at myself. I mean, I was just myself, going on with life dealing with things as they were thrown at me. So I think that is the only, because other things, yes, we all have faced as women architects, what Parul has said and what she has said, the discrimination that you face in the office, where everybody wants to only meet, because especially if you have an office like three of us here, that is the thing we share, is that we had offices with our husbands. We practice alongside our husbands. Except, of course, for me, my husband is much older and had already started an office. And like I was telling Parul in the morning, that when I got married, it was like jumping onto a running train. It's not like we started the office together. It had already been started. He probably had a vision and a destination. I wasn't aware of it. I just had to jump on it. But later on, of course, very, very late in life, I started my practice. But that has been very fulfilling. It isn't a great body of work, I would say. But it is nice to think that whatever you do and who you are is of some value, or that somebody will listen to it, to hopefully get something out of it. I mean, that is for the future, because it is only now that it is in the public domain. So I wish you all the best, Ishita, and wish all women architects all the best. And the only thing I would say is just be who you are. There are things that are common to women architects, but every woman architect is different. Their life is different. Circumstances are different. But you just be who you are. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all three of you. I think this is why I was very honest with Mansi, that they have to say something to open this exhibition. I wouldn't be able to even reflect this profoundly. On that note, we are missing somebody here today, architect Minakshi Jain, who passed away very recently, but has been very wholeheartedly contributing to this project. We conducted oral history interviews 2 years ago. They are available now on the website. And we were in conversations with her about her archives. Very similar conversations. Why do you need it? And there's some fascinating conversations around being represented. Do you want to be? Why do you want to be represented? And something We are very grateful of what she said last, is that you are going to experiment with this exhibition, go ahead and do that. And that was very motivating. Most of you, obviously, many women practitioners in the conversation motivated us. But coming from Minakshi Jain, who has been an exhibition designer herself and is not here, sort of leaves us with a bit of a void. Meghal Arya, daughter of architect Minakshi Jain, continued the process in spite of this very recent situation. So thank you. And if I could request you to say a few words. We have dedicated the exhibition to architect Manan Shah.
You know, this isn't the first time that I'm introduced as her daughter. So I'm trying to think, am I going to say something that she would have said, or am I saying something that I'm saying? And it's a little bit of a dilemma, because I only knew her as a mother. She never brought her professional life into our lives. And I'm sorry, it's just too recent. And what was most overwhelming is that because we knew her only as a mother and we were very possessive about her as a mother, and I thought I was strong there. I tried to figure out what she was as a professional, and the response to her not being around was so overwhelming. I never realized that she had touched so many lives. In our entire, and I turned 50, and in my 50 years, she never made it present to us that she was touching so many lives. I had her phone and it was ringing, and I didn't know people who were calling me and asking me and talking to me. I don't know them. I assumed that, because I'm an architect and we're all in the same profession and we worked together, and I always thought that I knew her in every way. And I think the most revealing thing, right now I was looking at the pictures and said, oh, this is a picture of her, and I don't know this. And I think that was her character. She always put herself behind, and she put other people ahead. And I think that is what I hope at some point we are able to continue in her life.
Thank you so much. Okay, so on that note, we call the exhibition open. We're looking for whoever wants to. Do you want to open the door? Open the door of this exhibition. And you would have called it open. Just put it out. Yes. Yay. Tell us your name.
My name is Manan Shah.
Okay. Are you looking forward to seeing this exhibition?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So Manan has opened the exhibition. Let's go up. I don't need the mic now.